to the OMG Hour.
Welcome, everybody. It is episode number 386 of the OMG Hour, and I'm still Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zion Tane, after all this time.
We were going to change it?
Well, you never know. I mean, it's been 9 years. You never know what changes could happen.
Well, that's true. Well, I'm Tico, Mr. Second Place.
Still?
What should we change? Still,
after all this time.
After all this time.
Nothing changes.
When you hit perfection, you stick with it, Sean.
Oh, is that what happens?
That's what I've been
Is that
told.
what we've got here on this show?
This is as perfect as I'm ever going to get.
That's
sorry, folks.
Probably true. That's probably true. But before we get any further, click that subscribe button, click the little bell icon to be notified when we have a new episode. And of course, go to bit.ly/winboxking and be entered to win a Box King from Cloud Puncher Games. If you've got all these piles and piles of... See those boxes behind Tico? When you have piles of game boxes like that, you need a Box King.
I've hit shoulder height again just on the floor, so...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Tico needs a Box King, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a cool system. Go check it out. It's fantastic. Anyway, I tried to play games this week, Tico. I had one night this week. I had about an hour to play games, okay? And I sat down to play some video games. You know, remember those things we used to play a lot of?
I do. I remember when, our lists, even your list,
was long.
Was like 5 or 6 things long, and my list was half the page.
Yep.
And
do you remember that? Remember those days? So anyway,
I remember those days.
I sat down to try to relive the glory days. And I thought, you know what? I haven't played Ghost Recon Breakpoint in quite a while, and there's been a lot of changes. I want to check out those changes. So I sat down, I'm like, launch it. And it says, are you sure you want to close down Kingdoms of Amalur? Sure. And it loads up and it says, you need to install an update. It's only 36 gigabytes. Ah, crap. I look, of course, it's going to be like 40 minutes. I only have an hour. I'm like, okay. I still haven't finished Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So, okay, I'm going to go play some more Odyssey. I'm sorry, you've got a 10 gigabyte patch for that game. Oh my gosh. It's like, what? So guess what I played? Kingdoms of Amalur.
Yeah. It's been a weird week. I have played just basically some more NBA 2K. I play a little bit as I have like a 10 minutes, 15 minutes, spacing that I can fit in a game in between conference calls and stuff like that. And that's it. Like I haven't really gotten a chance to sit down to really invest some time in gaming.
You're not used to working again. That's the problem.
I know, it's weird. You go a year and a half and then come back to and start working again, and people just want you to do stuff if they're going to pay you.
What?
It's weird. I'm not used to that.
It was never like that before, was it?
Not really.
Oh, snap.
Not really. No, I mean it's a new job and it's a new program, so we are getting ready to launch stuff that I can't talk about on the show, but because it's getting ready to launch, there's a lot of preamble leading up to things, which means busier days. Hopefully quieter days eventually, but busier days, which I'm actually enjoying. I'm actually enjoying, feeling like I'm a useful member of society.
Oh, no, there's nothing useful about you, Tico.
I didn't say I was. I said feeling like.
Oh, feeling like. Yeah.
Feeling like one.
Sure.
So it's been nice. But yeah, I'm hoping to get some more gaming time at some point. I also had
Cyberpunk comes out soon. And
Cyberpunk comes out.
The new Assassin's Creed and the game formerly known as Gods and Monsters. I mean, there's some good games coming out soon. Yeah. They're just not here yet.
They'll be here eventually, and then people can play them on all those consoles that they all flocked to try to pre-order over the last couple of weeks.
What a fiasco that was. Xbox had a fiasco this week with their pre-order too.
Yeah.
It just did not work.
you saw the numbers on Amazon of the Xbox One X numbers that shot through the roof for their sales numbers because people were so excited about seeing the word Xbox somewhere. They clicked buy now on it, and so 765% increase in sales on the
Xbox One X.
Yeah,
Like, do you think maybe Microsoft has a bit of a problem with their naming conventions?
Okay, I'm actually going to think that the people who can't read well enough to figure that out before dropping $600 on something have a bit of a problem. I mean,
Well,
if
you got to admit, though, come on,
it's
Xbox
confusing.
One X, Xbox Series X, like
It is confusing beyond belief. I agree with you, but we are talking about grown adults who have control over $600 to $700.
This is true. That's true.
This is not like a bunch of 5-year-olds that made this mistake.
Not only but it shows a picture of the console, and you can clearly see which console it is.
And you have to click to confirm, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, just even if I thought I was getting the right thing, I'd be a little leery of how easy it was to get one and be like, oh, wait.
Do you remember the good old days, though, when new consoles actually had a name?
Oh, yeah, they had a name or just, a random number assigned at the end of it that
not
came
like
in sequence.
PlayStation was the first one to actually do that.
Yeah.
Right? Before that, you had the Nintendo, then you had the Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, the GameCube, and then you had like Sega Genesis and the Sega CD and the Sega Dream. Like, they had names. Dreamcast, Sega.
They have
Genesis.
Microsoft has names now. They're just crappy names.
It's One X.
One X.
Series X. One
Series
S.
X1.
Like, what? It is a very, very confusing
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
series.
I don't feel bad for anybody who accidentally bought the wrong system because you're an adult. It's your money. You should have better control over what you're doing with it. You're punching in your credit card number,
and they're probably wondering why they're getting their Series X so quickly. Why did it ship the next day? What?
Yeah. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of them going back. Whatever, it's fine. People aren't very bright. I get it. Yeah, they sold out really quickly across the board everywhere.
Well, not just sold out, Tico, but there was fiascos like when people were trying to pre-order for the the monthly payment, right? Which was what, $35 a month. You get the console plus a Game Pass Ultimate. And people were in line, they were checked through, and then a credit account was opened in their name by some third-party creditor who's taking care of this for Microsoft, was opened in their name, and then they were told they couldn't get it because it was sold out. So now they've got this credit account open with a creditor that they didn't need nor ask for.
Right. And particularly since every time you do something like that, you get a check on your credit. Like they check your credit in order to approve you, which puts a ding on your credit rating.
And not only that, but they won't close it. For those people who couldn't do it, they won't close it for you. You have to wait a minimum of 30 days before they will cancel that credit limit.
Yeah. That being said, again, there's all of this stuff was probably in the small print that everybody just scrolled through quickly and clicked accept.
Not stuff like that. Not stuff like we're going to open a credit and then deny you an Xbox. That's what I'm talking about. That's the fiasco. They shouldn't have opened that credit in someone's name if they weren't able to get the console, period.
Well, they'll eventually be able to get the console,
right?
When the next one comes
that credit account should not have been opened until the actual purchase went through.
Right. No, yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Yeah, and that in and of itself...
An ass-backward system, by all means.
That in and of itself is huge fiasco for a lot of people. Like, just, you open up a credit in my name and then deny me the purchase? And then now I'm stuck with this credit card or whatever it is, this line of credit that I don't want?
Yeah, and the ding on your credit history.
And exactly.
And then when they get stock again and they have to do this in another month, they're going to get another ding.
Exactly. And they may not get it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that I don't care if I get one right away or not. I'm just going to wait until whenever it feels like it's comfortable, I can walk in and pick one up or get signed up to the all access thing or whatever it is. I'll get it then because all the games I want to play are coming out on the PS4 and on the
And
Xbox
they, yeah,
One X.
everything's coming out on the current gen anyway, at
Yeah.
least for this year. I don't think, in fact, the way Xbox is going, I don't think any game is going to come out that's only for Series X. Like, I
No.
don't know how they're handling this because it's an Xbox family. The way they're moving it, almost like PC, so that's every game you buy, you can still play on an Xbox One. You're just going to get the better version of it on the Series X. Whereas PS5, I can see them moving and saying this is a PS5 game, period.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, so I have no clue how that's going to go in the future. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'll be waiting on the Xbox. If Canada has that monthly payment thing, maybe I'll go with that.
It's a good
I mean,
deal
I'm already
at that
paying
point.
for
Game Pass.
Game Pass anyway, so I might as well get a console for a couple of bucks more a month
Yeah.
and not pay for it outright. And for the PS5, I am hoping to get it near launch, at least within the first couple of weeks of launch, because it is around that time that my wife gets a bigger discount. At Christmas, they get coupons where they can get like one large item for a bigger discount. So I'm hoping to get a PS4 during that time. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'd like to save money on my PS5. PS5, not PS4. I know
Yeah.
the difference, Tico.
Do you know? Sean's all excited, open up his box at Christmas. Oh,
Oh,
Christmas present is like, oh, this is a PS4.
why is
I've
it
already got
black?
one.
It's supposed to be white. Yeah. Going back to what we played, we actually went online with everybody knows, we've been doing a lot of episodes of Kicking Tables where we talk to board game developers or creators. It's been a great series. Really enjoy doing it.
So much fun.
But Facility 7, which is on Kickstarter now, it's a really great spy themed. I don't even know what kind of game you'd call it.
It is. It is
Like, it's kind of like a dungeon crawler, but it's not a dungeon. It's a facility.
Yeah, it's a take that type of game. So you play as a spy,
Yeah.
a secret agent spy, and you are trying to infiltrate, which is a tile laying game. You're infiltrating
You're putting down room tiles as you
right.
go, and yeah.
a facility 7, the seventh one. Clearly the first 6 didn't work out, so you're getting through the 7th one, and you're working together with the other spies until you unlock the final thing. So there's an uneasy truce. You're playing nice. You're trying to
find the central server to download data and steal it and get out alive. But once the central server is found, it's all agents for themselves.
It is such a blast. And just that sense of I've got these cards. I got some good cards. I want to save these cards until we get to that point. Man, I could screw this guy over so badly right now. I had a bazooka.
So I hadn't got to it yet, but we played the game on Tabletopia on Sunday night with the developers. You kind of forgot that part.
I didn't forget it. I just didn't say it.
So it's on Kickstarter now, but we sat down with the developers and played it on Tabletopia. And my gosh, this was such a fun game. They told me that they've never played with someone who attacked an agent on every turn like I did. And that is because I had a secret agenda to be the only one left alive at the end. So I'm like, well, of course I want to try to kill everyone. It was pretty and I was rolling good too. I was hitting every time.
You were hitting every time. I had some bad rolls. I ended up with a bazooka, which is fantastic, except for the fact that I got transported into a room with everybody.
And you can't use it or you hit yourself.
And I couldn't use it, so I'm trying to get out of the room, and then Sean started stabbing at me and shooting at me.
Yep.
As I was trying to leave the room because he's a jerk, and I couldn't shoot anybody with a bazooka, and I died.
That's what I do.
Being able to do that, but it was even dying. It was so much fun. Facility 7 is Never Engine Games.
Check it out. Check it out on Kickstarter right now. It's card-based game, but you're still laying out a facility with the cards, with the rooms and all the items you can get and the abilities. It was really, really fun, and I just wanted to play again.
It's so much fun. They have tons of homages to different spy movies and stuff in there.
Every character is an homage to a either spy or sci-fi. It's references or cartoons or whatever.
and the weapons as well. You got the elongated finger.
Oh, that's what I got, which was great. I
Yeah,
could steal the data from another room.
yeah. I got a shoe phone, which was awesome. So
Yeah.
you got a bunch of those really fun things. The artwork is like the opening credits from Chuck, like
Yeah.
that sort of that sort of
Simple, cartoony, really fun, hard edge squares and stuff. It's a
yeah.
really, really fun. But yeah, some of the characters, for example, there's Bluke, BLU''C, which is obviously a take on Teal'c from Stargate. I played as, was it Sean Hargrave?
Yeah.
And which is a take.
Sean
Sean Reston.
Reston. Yeah,
Sean Reston, which is a take on John Reston from Equilibrium, which I haven't seen yet. I had to play as Sean. You get two characters to start with. Of course, I'm going to play with Sean. Spelled the same way, too, so yes. And Tico, you had Knife.
I was Knife, who is Knife the Daywalker.
Knife the Daywalker, of course, is Blade. So it's that kind of fun take on known characters, and every character is known. There's Professor Gizmo or something like that, which is a take on Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget, Han Candle.
Oh yeah, John
Wick.
Yeah.
Just so much fun. We're not going to spoil all of them.
There's a lot. There's like 33 characters to choose from, and you get it's random every time. So
it is a really fun game. Definitely head out and check out their Kickstarter for Facility 7 and back them, because I know they could use the help, and I would love to see this game get
it's so good.
Get made.
You won't be disappointed playing this game. Another non-disappointing thing, or is it, depending on who you are?
Well, for me, not so much.
No, but it was sort of came out of nowhere too, right? Microsoft announced that they've essentially bought Bethesda and ZeniMax for $7.1 billion.
$7.5 billion.
Billion. That's more than Disney paid for Star Wars.
Yeah. And that gets them Bethesda, Arcane Studio, and something else too.
id Software, all of the ZeniMax studios. So they basically now have, oh gosh, it's more than just even those three. There's Bethesda, there's Arcane, there's id Software, there's Tango Gameworks, and a couple others that I actually don't. Alpha Dog, and something else which I don't recognize. But that means that all of Bethesda's games are going to be on Game Pass.
On Game Pass, including October 1st, they've already announced Doom Eternal.
Coming. Yeah.
Which is really cool, because it's now a first-party developer. So all of their stuff when it comes out, which means new Fallouts, new Elder Scrolls, are first-party titles now.
Yes. Now think of the value that gives to Xbox Game Pass.
Well, my favorite part of this is they now own PlayStation exclusives Ghostwire and Deathloop.
Right?
So Sony has Ghostwire and Deathloop, which they've been showing off at their conferences, heavily.
It's a contract, so they still have to follow through with it.
They still follow through. It has been announced they are now timed exclusives, not permanent exclusives. So that little tidbit did come out, which is great, because I really liked the look of Deathloop. It looked fantastic. And to get that on my free Game Pass subscription is even better.
Right. Now, nothing has been said, though, about what this means for PlayStation users.
Moving forward,
because, I mean, that is a huge... That's like saying Microsoft just bought Ubisoft and it's now Xbox only.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is a big chunk of very popular games.
Yeah.
Now, I have an opinion on this. I'm going to share that opinion because that's what we do on the show.
What?
Yeah, no, we do. So, I, as an Xbox fanboy, whatever you want to call it, I like this announcement, but I would be remiss if I didn't say that this is also not great for gaming. I gave Sony crap for hoarding Spider-Man.
True.
Before, like, having that. And it's the same thing here. It's not great for gaming. It's great for an Xbox player and user, because they're going to get this stuff through Game Pass.
Yep.
This is probably not going to be overall great for gaming, because when you can't play everything on every console. As an Xbox person, it's like, well, screw you, Sony. You took Spider-Man, so I can't play that on my Xbox. But
in one game.
In one
game.
I
guess Spider-Man itself is an exclusive too, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. Now we can't because you can't get them in Marvel Alliance, and
Right. Yeah.
we had that conversation a few weeks ago, and I expressed my concern. So I will do the same thing here and express my concern for the Sony people who want to play the
But
next Fallout and the next, but I don't really care about that
but
because I get to play it.
I can't see them actually doing that, if I'm being completely honest. I can't see them saying, no, PlayStation can't play Fallout. No, PlayStation can't play the next Elder Scrolls.
I
I don't, those are such a huge IP. I can't see them denying it.
Really,
I
I
really
can see
don't.
them doing that.
I
I can
don't.
now. There's two ways this can go. There can be, hey, this is a $90 game that Sony has to play for, and you get for free on your game as part of your Game
Well, that's
Pass.
just it, right? You
Or
get it for free on
this is a
Xbox.
fantastic game that will get exclusive DLC and everything like that, and Sony will have to deal with like the not getting like what they've done with Spider-Man. Or we could have Microsoft decide, you know what, we paid for this company, screw you, Sony, you get nothing.
And I honestly, based on what Phil Spencer was saying, they are not. They didn't do this basically for to have exclusives. They did this for gaming in general. Like their idea, their philosophy going forward is to bring gaming to players wherever you are. That is Microsoft's philosophy. And that is the whole point of xCloud and Game Pass. We've said it for a year now. This is where Microsoft is going. Their whole philosophy is allowing gamers to play their games no matter where you are.
Yeah.
And that's the philosophy of xCloud and Game Pass. And I see this as just strengthening that catalog,
Yeah.
but I don't see it as them taking things away from Sony. I really don't. When it comes to something...
I would like to negotiate a trade. Fallout for Spider-Man.
I don't see them taking as a huge developer like this away from Sony, not allowing PlayStation players to play the next Elder Scrolls. It's too huge an IP to say that.
So they have this in their back pocket the next time Sony tries to pull that Spider-Man not in the MCU thing again. Right? The next time they try to say Spider-Man's
You're
not
talking
in the
about a single character, not
I know.
an IP, a series of games.
Well, it is a series of games now. Spider-Man. I mean, I'm talking about like Sony owns Spider-Man in the movies and everything like that, and they pulled him from the MCU. Remember, we checked the thing every day.
Well, yeah, and
like it's the same sort of thing. Now they have that in their back. It's like, oh, you want to do that? Then guess what? You don't get any Fallout or Elder Scrolls. They now have the ability to punish Sony for their behavior if they want.
They're gonna punish Sony's movie behavior by pulling games?
Listen, I just want everybody to have everything.
You don't make any sense.
I don't, but that's fine. Yes, that's what they're going to do.
But it is very interesting that they have not said anything about what this means for PlayStation.
No, they're letting them sweat it out. I know Todd Howard came out and made some comments along the lines that Microsoft is not going to really interfere with their day-to-day. They're going to still be run as a sort of a separate studio.
And that's why I believe PlayStation will not be affected when it comes to being able to play Bethesda games.
All right. If you are Microsoft, Sean, if you own Microsoft, you don't, I know, because I've been to your house. It's not big enough. But if you own Microsoft and you just bought Bethesda, do you let Sony have access to those titles?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm still making money on the games when they're sold.
Do you make more money by withholding that, though?
No.
Or do you?
No, because everyone who's going to play them is just going to play them on Game Pass. There's less money to be made.
But then the Sony people
have
to buy
you're making money on the subscription, not on the game. Right. So why not make money on the subscription and the game?
Well, because you could make money on the subscription and the game still if the people from Sony had to come over to Microsoft in order to do that.
No, because then you're just getting the subscription. People aren't going to go to just Xbox just because of one game. They're not going to drop Sony just for a game. Sure, they may, because a lot of people have dual consoles anyway.
Right.
So
But
if they allow a
then why,
game
if they
to
have
be,
dual consoles, why would they buy it on PlayStation? If they have dual consoles, they just play it on Game
I'm,
Pass for
I'm
free.
saying a lot of people, not everybody.
Not everybody. I thought you said everybody.
No, I did not say everybody.
All right, fine.
Because there are
Not
people who
everybody.
actually don't have consoles at all.
What?
Yeah, they don't listen to us. So,
Oh, okay.
no, I absolutely. Those are they're such huge IPs that you're only going to make more money by allowing PlayStation players to also purchase that game.
Do you do it day and date, or do you make them
Yeah,
wait
of
like a
course.
month? I make them wait like 3 days.
Oh my gosh.
3 days, just out
No,
of spite.
you are spiteful.
I am a spiteful person in general. If you have wronged me,
Have I
you
wronged
will
you, Tico?
probably. No, if you had, you'd know it.
Oh, okay.
It'd be like, there'd be like a horse's head in your bed or something like that.
Oh, great.
That's from a movie.
I don't know it.
You don't know Godfather?
No, I've never seen it.
No, you should watch the Godfather
There's.
series.
I should watch Equilibrium and
You should
Between
watch
Two Ferns, the movie.
And Between Two Ferns, the movie. Those are all things you should watch.
Game Awards is
Yes.
still happening. December 10th, but it's happening differently this year. It's going to happen in 3 different locations apparently, which is weird, but
Which is
okay.
weird. Is Shickhead gonna be there?
I don't know. He left a few years ago, Tico. He hasn't been around for a few years now. I find it odd that they're not just doing like totally online like everyone else has done
Yeah.
the rest of the year. Like, why not just have an online? Because let's be honest, that's all it is. It's literally just 2 hours of game trailers.
It really is. And like, yeah, I don't really know why. Like, if you really need to bring people into 3 separate studios in order to be able to
To show off a bunch of trailers.
to really to show off a bunch of trailers and to have some French guy swear on live TV.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't. It's going to be strange. I mean, I don't know how. I don't know, man. It's gonna be. It's weird every year. That's all.
And
That's all I'm saying.
and December is such a
No,
weird.
that's usually when it happens. Early
Is it?
December. Yeah, December
Oh.
6th last year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I know, but way later on the 10th this year.
Oh, way later.
Way later. It just feels so.
You got to
you
wait
start
that
to
extra.
see-
It's
you
that
start to see
extra.
snow on the
Listen,
ground.
Tico, they're withholding it for 4 days out of spite.
Well, that's there. Okay, then I respect that decision. I respect that decision.
Do you also respect the decision of somebody wanting to come out with yet another game streaming platform? Hello, Amazon. Why? They're coming out with a gaming service called Luna, another streaming gaming service, and get this, they've already got like Ubisoft on it. They've got like you name it, the game is there already. And they're going to have, this time they're going to have channels. If I'm being honest though, what they're describing for Luna, they're going to have gaming channels that you subscribe to, like a Ubisoft channel or I don't know, whatever. That's going to be like $6 a month or something. That's still actually a better deal than what Stadia is doing.
Yeah.
Right? Stadia is free, right? The service, but you have to buy all the games outright. At least with Amazon, you can subscribe to certain channels for $6 a month and play any game you want in that channel. Imagine a Ubisoft channel where you could play no matter where you are on your phone any game Ubisoft has in the library.
Is it a Ubisoft channel though, or is it like, hey, Assassin's Creed's in this channel with these other crappy things? Like it's when you buy a sports package when you're going. It's like we're going to give you wanted the NFL network, great. You also get the Home and Garden network, and whatever with it. Like, are they going to bundle things together, or is it like you want Ubisoft, you got to take this crap too?
Amazon is also partnering with Ubisoft to create a gaming channel specific to that publisher. Currently, the gaming channel, one of which is called Luna Plus, will feature games such as Resident Evil 7, Control, Panzer Dragoon, A Plague Tale: Innocence, The Surge 2, Ukulele and the Impossible Lair, Iconoclasts, Grid, Abzu, and Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. More titles will be added over time. That's already a pretty good channel.
It's a good channel, but I have played all of them already.
Right. But
And
it's still it's still a better approach than Stadia, in my opinion. I'm not saying this is worth getting. I am not saying this is worth getting. I'm saying this is a way better approach than Stadia.
It's better approach than Stadia. I'm looking at this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those games are in Game Pass.
Okay.
That I know of. Well,
maybe Sean. You're not their target audience.
Okay, well, who is their target audience, Sean? Does it say? Does it say who their target audience is? Is it you?
It actually says in the article the target audience is not Tico.
Well, that's good, because Tico has no need for yet another streaming service.
So it's going to be available on PC, mobile devices, and Amazon's own Fire TV hardware. And starting now, you can if you're in the US, you can request an invitation for early access. So, okay. Now, here's the other interesting thing about this service is the control. You buy a Luna controller, just looks like an Xbox controller.
Yeah.
But that Luna controller doesn't connect to your device. It actually connects via Wi-Fi straight to their cloud, so that your inputs are going directly to the cloud for faster performance. It's not going through your device first. That is a very interesting innovation there.
That is a smart idea. My Wi-Fi still sucks, and it would be terrible, but
yeah. But I found that's a really interesting. You're not connecting to your device with the controller. You're connecting directly to the Luna Cloud service with that controller. And basically your television or your mobile device simply shows the video results of what's happening between the controller and the service, right? That's really interesting. That eliminates some lag time in the communication.
That is a much better idea.
But it's still unneeded.
I still have no interest in yet another streaming service.
It's like, why? It's, oh my gosh, it's too much. Chico, we should start a gaming streaming service.
All right, we will right now.
We're going to launch it next week. It'll be the OMG game service.
No, I don't like that name. We'll have to come up with something fancier.
All right. We'll think of it. We'll mull on it. We'll noodle.
Send your ideas in.
We'll noodle on it.
The winning submission will get 1 year of free access to our new service.
We just don't know what the service is yet, so
terms and conditions may apply.
Terms and conditions definitely apply. The terms being, you understand if it never actually happens.
Yes, and if it does happen, the free service has a membership fee associated with it that you will have to pay up front, which will be the entire cost of backing our entire new service.
And it'll be on Kickstarter.
So, and the winner was Elon Musk.
Woo! Oh, fantastic. Congratulations, Elon. Looking forward to working with you. Anyway, television movies. You watch anything this week? Anything exciting, Tico? You watching TV while you're working there? I know you're working a lot. You didn't play games. Did you watch TV? You watch TV, right?
Not while I was working, actually.
What TV?
It's hard because I'm actually focusing on my work, but I did watch some TV. We've been watching the Santa Clarita Diet. We've just finished season 2 of that, which is a very fun show that I think Sean would enjoy, and he should probably watch, but he won't. But I also watched the latest episode of Lovecraft Country.
Oh my gosh, another episode of Lovecraft Country.
It's like every week.
Another episode that is a completely new
standalone
genre. That's the word I'm looking for. And so this week it was sort of like the South Korean horror, supernatural horror, I guess you could call it. Right?
It is basically a South Korean supernatural fable. Basically.
That's it. Yeah, that's good.
That they told
basically, taking place during the Korean War when America was in South Korea. Of course, our main character Atticus was in it for all of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, more than that, but he was like a secondary character in this again. Jamie Chung played the main character in this episode.
Yes.
And I know, Tico, you enjoyed it very, very much.
It was a good episode. Let's just say it was a good episode. It was. I enjoy
anything Jamie Chung is in. I've enjoyed. I enjoy Jamie Chung. Like, she's a great. Yeah. I can't. It's funny because I think she was in. I can't name everything she's in, but I know I've seen her many times, and I think maybe Once Upon a Time. I think she may have played Mulan in Once Upon a Time. if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I can look that up as we speak
But yeah,
slowly here.
it was a great character that I really hope we see this character again. And if we don't, Tico, again, what was the point of that episode if it doesn't come back
Because
around?
I mean, it did advance at it didn't sorry it didn't advance Atticus's story. It did give you an insight onto the fact that
It's a backstory. It was his backstory.
It was some of his backstory, but again, she was a really cool creature character. I don't want to spoil anything, but it was neat.
Let me
I
guess,
enjoyed
Tico,
it.
you really enjoyed it because she actually got naked.
Well, nobody's
Naked
gonna
Jamie
complain.
Chung.
She was in The Gifted. The mutant.
yes. Yeah, she was the one who could phase through the walls, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
She played Blink.
Blink, yeah. That's right.
Yes, she was in that. She's in Destiny 2.
Was she in Once Upon a Time? Was she Mulan in Once Upon a Time, or am I thinking someone else?
She played Mulan in Once Upon a Time.
See, I knew it. That's right.
Valerie Vale in Gotham.
Yes. Yeah, she's one of those characters. You just every time she's in something, you love her, but she only shows up once in a while. You know?
Yeah, it's very odd because you'd think that she would be cast more. She's a very beautiful girl, and
she's a good actress.
She's a good actress, and you'd think that she would be in more things, but she just shows up, and she's in stuff for like 10 episodes, 20 episodes, and then all of a sudden she just is gone.
But she's never a main character. She's always a secondary character,
side character, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought that it was a good episode. I really enjoyed the tale that they told, the fable.
I really did enjoy the episode for sure. Like, it was an interesting episode, and I'm still trying to how does this all fit together?
How does it tie into?
There's only 4 episodes left. Like, the final episode is called wow, you talk for a second. I'm gonna look it up again.
Circles back around.
Full Circle. It's called Full Circle. The final episode is Full Circle, and that's when all 9 episodes are all finally going to come back together, and it's going to be like 2 seasons worth of story all in one episode. I think that's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen.
That's exactly what's going to happen. It's just so crazy. Like,
I'm enjoying these sort of standalone stories, the way that they're being told. I don't know how they're going to tie everything together, but I am enjoying the standalone anthology-esque feel to these episodes.
But I wonder at the same time if they're going to tie everything up, because are they just going to continue going through season 2? Like, is it going to continue on? Because think about it. What is the underlying mystery? I don't even know.
Well, that's the thing, because they set up the first 2 episodes were tied together directly.
Yeah.
And it set up what you feel is
the season.
It should be the season and the focus, and then you move from that into something else, and they haven't
because
gone
they
back
ended
to that.
it, right? Yeah. See, episode 1 set up this amazing premise, which I thought was going to be the entire season.
Yeah.
And then episode 2 ended that. Like, literally just ended it. And so now, what is the overarching mythology? I don't even know. That's my problem, is you've got these threads weaving through all these episodes, but leading to what? I don't even understand what it's leading to.
Yeah. Hopefully, in 4 episodes, they tie that up.
Or they leave it completely open, so you have to come back to season 2.
Yeah. I'm okay with, if they definitely have a season 2, I'm okay with watching season 2. I'm enjoying it.
And who knows, maybe they're going to approach this as could it be sort of like a American Horror Story where every season is a completely new set of stories?
Could be brand new characters, brand new. Yeah, like I'm okay with those sort of things as well.
Yeah.
Finish the story though.
Finish the story and I mean ultimately define what the frack the story actually is. Because I don't know. I can't tell you what the story is. If someone said, "What's it about?" I wouldn't know how to explain it.
It is a Lovecraftian horror anthology series.
That's it.
That you must see to be believed. There you go.
And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Put that on the DVD.
I have spoken. Okay, so sad news this week. We've got a lot of superhero news, but 2 unfortunate newses in the superhero realm. Supergirl. Newses. Yeah, newses.
Newses.
Oh, yeah,
not
newses.
A word.
Oh, it is. No, it is.
You can't just add an S to anything you want, Sean.
Look it up. Supergirl is ending. The first piece of news is that Supergirl is ending with season 6, the upcoming season.
Yeah.
They're ending Supergirl. I'm like, that. I was so surprised. I'm upset. I love the Supergirl series, but I'm also super surprised. No pun intended. I'm super surprised that Supergirl is ending before Black Lightning and Legends of Tomorrow, which, in my opinion, while I like the shows, in my opinion, are not as good as Supergirl. So why is Supergirl ending first?
Well, I mean, it's maybe has run its course. I'm not going to say it has or hasn't. I'm just saying maybe they feel that they don't have any more story to tell. They have a good final series that they want to tell.
I don't, dude. I mean, how long has Supergirl been a comic book? There's decades worth of stories to tell.
It also could be coming down. Melissa Benoist has just become a mother.
And I'm wondering if that's part of it. I'm wondering
if she is maybe, said that she is maybe, asked them to, that she wants to sort of step away from the series. I don't necessarily know if that's true by any means.
Here's what makes me kind of sad about it. Is that at the end of the crisis, they set up the Justice League. The yes. Hall of Justice. And now, suddenly, all these heroes are disappearing. Okay, yeah. First of all, they set up the Hall of Justice with Supergirl, Superman, Flash, Black Lightning, and Batwoman.
Yeah.
Because Legends weren't there.
Legends weren't there, and Arrow had already...
Arrow was already dead. They did it in his honor.
Yeah.
Now, Batwoman's gone.
Yeah.
Supergirl's gone. Like, we literally have no reason to ever revisit that Hall of Justice for anything now. It was like a big tease that you're never going to see again.
It's a big warehouse that's got nothing. I mean, we don't know if they have plans to introduce any new
Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois is coming.
Right, we know that, but we already had Superman and thing. But we could get an Aquaman. We could. I mean, there was Hawkman and Hawkgirl in Legends, yep. Which we could have them come back. They were part of the.
In Legends. They were really lame.
Oh yeah,
they were really lame characters in Legends. Like, oh my gosh,
they did not do well by them by any means.
No.
But they could introduce new characters. They could bring new characters in and have a Justice League thing potentially.
They could for sure. I mean, I'd love to see Cyborg. I think Cyborg is a really interesting character. Unfortunately, he's on the DC network with what the show I didn't really like. Doom Patrol. So I doubt CW will get him. But yeah, there's other characters they could bring in. Superman and Lois is coming. They've still got Black Lightning. The Batwoman, we're going to have a new Batwoman. We've still got Legends of Tomorrow. And, of course, Flash. And one more season of Supergirl. And then there's Stargirl, which is now only on CW. So the question is, are they going to retrofit her into the CW verse, which they've actually renamed now? I didn't know if you knew that. It's no longer called Arrowverse because Arrow's gone.
Yeah.
Although I think they should still call it Arrowverse because that's where it started.
It's what started it.
And it sounds good. But they're calling it the CW verse. So the question is Stargirl now part of this universe? There was nothing ever happened that said it couldn't be. Because they're in a completely different town. They're out in California, right?
Yeah, and it's the timelines still work, right? Like they can.
I believe the timelines still work. The only difference is that Stargirl was already in Legends from a different time, like from the 40s, which could still line up to now because she's a new modern Stargirl, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they bring Stargirl into their world. Even though Stargirl, as far as I'm concerned, was really not well written.
I don't be honest with you, when you're saying bring her in, they would need a complete rewrite of the current character in the show, because like I don't think that fits
She
with the
doesn't.
CW verse. That show, the other heroes that they've got,
They don't fit at
um,
all.
it feels more like Marvel's Runaways
Yeah,
than
it
anything
feels
that you'd
like
want associated with the MCU.
it feels like the cheap version of a CW show because, like the CW shows, their costumes at least look good. They look good. They look practical. You know, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
Whereas the costumes in Stargirl, besides Stargirl herself, the
right.
other costumes literally look like cosplay.
Yeah,
They look
it's like
ridiculous. You know, they're just cloaks and they're absolutely ridiculous looking. They look stupid.
yeah. There's no. It's a costume with no. And again, they're meant to look like the ridiculous costumes from the 40s because that's the characters that they're
That
portraying. So
is
it's
because those are the costumes they're wearing.
yeah. So it's supposed to look like that, but I still don't find it to be.
No. And you're right, the tone of that show doesn't fit the CW.
Yeah.
Although, having said that, every CW show has its own tone. The Flash has a completely different tone than Black Lightning, which has a completely different tone than Supergirl.
Different tones, yes, but still feel like they're in the same universe. Can you imagine if Flash showed up in the Stargirl universe, like he'd just run fast, punch the guy out, and be done with it. Like it doesn't feel like it would take him very long to
You could
solve this
say
problem
the
at
same
all.
thing in Batwoman, though.
Yeah, yeah, probably. Yeah, but at least the situation there, she just seems like she's just too stubborn to call for help.
Yeah,
Whereas like
yeah,
the
yeah.
the two main bad guys were like
Well, we've never
basically
dealt with high school students. That's one thing. We're talking about high school students as heroes.
well, yeah, but I'm talking about like the two main bad guys that they had to fight there were basically Casey Jones and like a rip off Chitara.
Yes. Oh, I know it was. I know.
It didn't they did not say, like imagine getting a real superhero in there, like it would be take 2 seconds.
I know. I
It's
know.
like
I hear you.
you're gonna throw a ball at me really fast.
But
Oh
again,
no.
they're so far away from the CW shows. They're
Yeah.
in California. The others are all up, literally up in the East Coast. They're all sort of New York area, right? That's kind of where they take place. And they're
Yeah.
also in Gotham and Metropolis, which aren't even real cities. And
Yes, they
Central
are, Sean.
City.
Yes, they are, Sean.
No, Tico. I'm sorry. Anyway, most people probably have noticed I have a new Black Widow poster right here. It says November 6th on it. That's, when Black Widow's supposed to come. Oh, wait. No. That's a collector's item now, Tico, because Black Widow is now not coming out until May of next year.
Yeah, we had a feeling these were going to get moved again.
That's over a year from her original April debut of this year.
Yeah, and it pushes everything else back to.
It pushes back both the Eternals and Shang-Chi. But here's the weird thing. So Shang-Chi was supposed to be May 7th. The
Yeah.
Eternals was supposed to be February. And then I can't remember what else was. Oh, and
Doctor Strange.
yeah, I think maybe Doctor Strange at the end of the year. I'm not sure. But taking those two. So the Eternals was supposed to be February. Shang-Chi was supposed to be May. Black Widow is now May. So they've pushed Shang-Chi to November and the Eternals until the year after. Why did they reverse the order of the other two movies?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why was Shang-Chi not moved down in the calendar and then the Eternals moved further down? Sorry, moved the Eternals to further down and then Shang-Chi even further, because their original order was Black Widow, Shang-Chi, or Eternals, Shang-Chi.
Does it have anything to do possibly with when filming and stuff like that has been shut down, or when it can start back up?
It could be, I don't know, but now we're
Because
talking
of
like
where-
a year and a half, right? We're talking a
yeah.
year from now.
Yeah, so it could be marketing campaigns. It could be Disney rides going in. It could be there could be a ton of different things that they have.
But
that
Marvel has always been sort of like this movie follows this movie you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's always and now they're taking two movies and reversing their release order. Is it gonna matter in the large scheme of the overall universe story?
Maybe.
Like, are they going to have to take the end credit scene from the Eternals and put it on Shang-Chi instead?
Maybe they will.
Because usually, if you think about it, one movie has always led into the other.
Yeah.
Right? With their end credit scene. Well, if the Eternals was going to lead into Shang-Chi, then it can no longer lead into Shang-Chi because Shang-Chi is going to be first.
Unless these are now going to lead into some of the TV series that we know that are coming as well.
Maybe.
That's a possibility. We've got, She-Hulk was cast. We talked about that last week. Yeah. We're going to have a Moon Knight show. It could lead into this.
The Moon Knight show is still awesome. A ways off.
No. Yeah, I know it's a ways off, but I'm looking forward to that. I love Moon Knight. He was one of my favorites as a kid. One of my favorites. Sean, one of my favorites.
Yes.
Favorites.
Yes. Nick Fury is also going to have a Disney Plus show, apparently.
Yes.
Samuel L. Jackson reprising his role. Here's the weird thing about this announcement today is they're telling us this now, but we're not going to see it for like 3 years.
Yeah.
It is taking forever to get these shows onto Disney Plus. We've had Disney Plus, Tico, for almost a year now, and not a single Marvel show has come to it yet. And yet, by the time one Marvel film or show hits, we'll have 2 Mandalorians.
Yeah. Which is it's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
The Disney Plus thing, I'm still glad I have it, but I also don't feel that I don't feel that the advertising really gave you the good sense of, hey, this is the best thing ever. We have all these new Disney shows. Get super excited about it. We'll talk to you in 4 years.
Right. I don't understand how or why we have had, by the time WandaVision comes in November, I think it is.
Yeah.
And it's 6 episodes, Tico, okay? Why did it take longer to produce 6 episodes of WandaVision versus 16 episodes of The Mandalorian?
Well, let me tell you, Sean, I don't know.
Right. I don't get it. Why? What is the holdup with the Marvel TV shows?
It depends on when they started them, too, because they may have had other plans. I know initially Falcon and Captain America was
Falcon and Winter Soldier's been pushed again to next year now.
Yeah. That was supposed to be first. The Hawkeye one was supposed to be early on, and then there was the troubles with that.
We don't even know if that's coming still.
Don't even know if it's still coming, and whether or not it's Jeremy Renner or Kate Bishop.
Right, we don't know.
Who's going to be involved. Loki was supposed to be one of the early ones, too.
Right.
I think.
Yeah, where's Loki? What's going on with the What If series?
It's almost like Ubisoft is announcing these things and then never talking about them again.
Right.
The What If series, like, dude, I want that.
It's a cartoon. Why?
With voice work, like, make that for me. I want to watch that. I want to watch episodes of that now.
Yes.
Why? Why are we waiting so long?
I don't understand, because I could be completely wrong, not being in the industry, but you'd think animated shows could be done remotely with people working from home.
There's a possibility. Like, the animators can certainly do their work, and I mean, a lot of these things take really big, really expensive things that they don't have in their homes. So there's possibility that some of the work would need to be done in the office.
It's called VPN, Tigo.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of this stuff that could be done during a pandemic while socially distancing still, while not having to deal with that, because you're not physically you don't have to be physically standing next to somebody. You guys can be across the office working on a computer.
But you also don't need to have that computer at home in order to work on it. You can work on computers remotely through VPN.
Maybe nobody at Marvel knew about VPN. And now they're going to watch this episode of our show and be like, VPN, why didn't we think of that?
Why didn't we think of that?
And then they're going to write us in as characters who saved the day.
I like it. We definitely, along with our game streaming service, we need to come up with our characters. And
Tico Man and Dr. Sean.
Oh, Dr. Sean.
Yeah.
Is that any relation to Dr. Doom?
No.
Because his name isn't Doom.
It's
Von Doom. I guess
Victor Von Doom.
Victor Von Doom. So, We'll think about it. We got to come up with our characters and what our superpowers are. Wait, does that make me a good guy or a bad guy? Because usually doctors are bad guys.
You're a veterinarian.
Oh my gosh.
Who has turned to a life of crime.
No.
And you go in and you throw cats at people in the bank.
Doesn't happen. That's not it. You're wrong.
That's not your.
That sounds like something you would do.
Throw cats at people?
Throw cats.
I don't like cats. I don't like cats.
Exactly. That's why you're throwing them. I don't know what you are.
You're gonna say cat whisperer, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I think you should be. Oh, I got it. You should be Mr. Second Place.
And what's my secret power? What's my superpower?
Never winning.
Never winning. So any fight that I'm in,
you are on the ground and you get up every time and say, "I could do this all day."
Yeah. And that's how I win.
And then they get so tired they walk away.
Right.
That's your power. Infinite energy, but you never win a battle.
I'm just a human punching bag.
That sounds about right. Well, I mean, you're on the internet. Obviously, that's
there. Well, that is true.
Yeah.
I mean, how much weirder is that than arm fall off man?
Isn't that's
Nathan Fillion?
Nathan Fillion's character,
the detachable kid.
DTK. Our
TDK?
TDK,
the detachable kid.
Oh my gosh!
Based off arm fall off kid from the comics who
I
can
can't
take
believe
off his limbs.
The characters they're not. See, we're almost done, but
yeah.
I can't believe the number of characters they're bringing into Suicide Squad, and not only that, Tico, but their costumes. They just look like, again, they look like cosplay.
Yeah, it looks. It does. It looks like the stuff.
But I think that's the whole. That's the point. I think.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to give them these expensive costumes. They're going to give them.
Yeah. Pick something out of the trunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick something out of Mr. Dress Up's trunk. Go ahead.
Yep. Here's your trunk. Pick something out.
And actually, it's not on here, but John Cena, who's playing Peacemaker, is getting his own show.
Yeah.
I think on HBO.
Now, did they say that John Cena is also still playing that character?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Peacemaker other than he's basically Punisher. The thing I read, he is a douchebag Captain America. Yeah, but if you look at what he does, he wants to bring peace by any means necessary. Yeah. That's kind of like the Punisher too.
But the Punisher is he's more revenge focused as opposed to crazy and just figuring that's the way.
So take Captain America. Captain America meets the Punisher. That's Peacemaker.
Yeah, like a douchebag Captain America.
Who uses guns. Well, I guess that's kind of like Winter Soldier now too, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think that again, it's the motivation. I think it's a different thing. I think it's more of a comical motivation for him.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Using violence to bring peace.
That is how we all do it.
That's definitely the name of the day this year, isn't it? Anyway, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for watching. This has been episode number 386 of this thing we call the OMG Hour. Give us a like, subscribe, leave a comment, all those buttons around here. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, what's going on? Come on over to YouTube.
It's just there.
YouTube.com/OMG Nexus. Check out our kicking tables and our flipping tables show. You can follow the show on Twitter at the OMG Hour. On Facebook, we are OMG Nexus. And I am Zion Tane, and that is XIANTAYNE.
Hey, you did it right that time. I am Mr. Second Place. I'm not pointing at my name because you can just figure out how to spell it. It's there. And then on Instagram, Flipping Tables with OMG, where we are adding new content
almost daily.
Almost daily. Well, I'm adding new content daily. I mean, if it's just
almost like daily.
No, the YouTube is almost daily. This is daily.
Almost daily.
Yeah, no, daily.
Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Just gonna cut me off and wave. Can't just shut me out like that. Oh, wait, yeah, you can. I forgot.
Subscribe down below.
Right below Sean's head is a button that says subscribe. Like, I mean, just press it, and then you'll be
You know what?
subscribed.
You know what, Tico? It's
What, Sean?
free. We don't charge for this channel.
Not a dime.
It's
Plus,
a free channel, and it's...
order now, and you might be one of our first 250 customers.
It's right. Subscribe today.
Today, now. Not today, just now. Don't wait until later. Just